Morning, folks. Hey, this is early morning. It's raining, so I'm at home today. I fished with this bait. Made a porter catch with it this weekend. This is the dazzle top, and this is the pearl belly. It's one of the new colors coming up. Okay, and we're going to make some of them today for the porter catch shot part. I had some dazzle left over, so I chopped it up. I had some pearl left over, so I chopped it up. All right. We're going to cook this up. It's going to take me about 15-20 minutes, guys, to get it ready, to get it where I need it, I think. And when I get both of these to about 3:30, I'm going to wake y'all up, and we're going to shoot them in the molds, okay? All right, guys, I think I've got it pretty close. We'll find out. The other thing I changed is I added a little bit more pearl powder to the pearl and silver flake so that we'd have a good shiny bottom, because I added just a little bit of liquid to them. When you're melting chunks like that, guys, I have found that, put my injector over side the fan so it'll cool off. I have found that when I'm shooting when I'm melting chunks, cut up pieces, if I add just a little bit of fresh plastisol to them, just enough to pour over, like pour milk over cereal, I got to run them back to 350, but they heat up faster and easier, melt and get a better melt. They don't melt good. These chunks, I got a cup full here. This is stems and stuff left over. So that's what I was telling you. That's how I lose so much. I got a cup here. This is why I've been shooting this color. See? So I lose all that. That's why I tell you. That's why I charge a little bit more for dual colors. Now I can take a few of them. I have took and melted them together and came out with a decent color for remelts. And I put those in giveaways and I made videos with them. You heard me making a video and say, hey, I'm fishing with a remelt from this today. It's working good. I fish with them, make sure they work good before I put them in the giveaway bags. But some of the remelts are really good. I've done really good on them. All right, let these cool, and we'll open them. All right, guys, let's open these up, okay? Move my clears out of the way here. It don't take long. You got a workbench to get it full of stuff, does it? Lay everything down the bench as you're working in front of me. Next thing you know, you go like, man, I got no room to work. Bam. And see, that dazzle looked really dark in that cup, but once you shoot it on there, it's not dark, is it? That's what I was telling you. But if you look at it, this is the piece that came out of the stem. If you look at that, you go like, man, that's really dark. But when you look at it like that, it's not, is it? That's what you got to learn to deal with plastics. You'll mix it in the cup, and you're going like, yeah, that's a little too dark, that's a little too light. You shoot it in your mold, and you pull it out, and you go like, oh, that's okay. It's difficult, you know. I reckon it's kind of like cooking. I do a lot of cooking too. Sometimes when you're cooking, you're going like, I think I put too much salt in there. I probably shouldn't have done. And most of the time when you get done and you get to where you can eat it, you go, oh, it's good, it's perfect. I have put too much salt in something before, though. Alright, guys, those are pretty. Now, look, y'all know the routine. We're still doing 1 to 400. And, guys, I start at 10 or 20. I've been starting at 20. And people have been asking me, I've had 2 people ask me, why you start at 10? Or why you start at 20? Y'all don't know how many times when I hit that random number on Wednesday nights, it gives me 2. It gives me the number 2. You know how many, so if you can't go over the number to win, right? One of my rules are, say the number is 100, it gives us 100, all right? And your number is 101, you can't win. If somebody has 6, they win. You can't go over the number. We got to have a way to separate the winner in case somebody hits on both sides of the number, right? We've been doing it since that start. We've been doing it since day 1, and it's been working, okay? Now, if it gives me 2, yeah, I know, it's unhit you already. I've been going like, well, that means the only number could have won was 1 or 2. That's right. And it's done it to me a lot. It gave me 8. And I go through there, lowest number I see is 20. Somebody gave 20. Or somebody put down 18. Somebody once in a while will put down 1. I had somebody one time put down 1. And so I had people put down 6 or 8. I've seen that before. But I can tell you right now, because looking at the numbers every Wednesday, very seldom anybody puts anything down below 25. You know, somebody will put down 25 sometimes, or 20. So I'm thinking if I start at 1, it gets me restarting sometimes. So I just started doing 10 to 400 or 20 to 400. So I've been questioning on that, and that's why I've been doing that. And so I said this the last 2 weeks I've been doing 10 to 400. So somebody asked me, said, why do you do 10? That's why I do 10. And I still think that's a good way to do it, because we don't need it for it to give us a number under 10, do we? Right? So that's what we're doing. We're doing 10 to 400. So I'm going to try to keep in mind to do. Oops, sorry guys. So put a number down between 10 and 400. If you want to say that, that's fine. You can put down 1. If it gets us 10, you can win, right? Because you can't go over the number. So if you put down 12 and it gets us 10, you don't win over. See what I'm saying? That's right. Even at 10, it's only 9 people can win. Only 9 numbers can win. Or 10 numbers can win. I'm sorry. If it gives us a number 10, there's only 10 numbers can win. Put your number down between 1 and 400. I'll get it. Between 1 and 400. And on Wednesday night, I do the draw, the random number draw. I film that and load it on Thursdays, okay? 1 number per person, 1 number per subscriber. You need to be subscribed. Guys, look when you go on and watch the video. Go back and look. If that subscriber button is red, you're not subscribed. YouTube, I've been told from other YouTubers that they will unsubscribe people. Now, I know it, I lose numbers. The other day I looked and I was down about 4 or 5 numbers. I went, what? I went backwards. I looked this morning and I went back up. So I got more subscribers. They purge it, guys. They purge it sometimes. So if you haven't watched for, say, I don't know what they use, what criteria they use. But say if you haven't watched for 6 months and you come back and watch, you might not be subscribed. So you need to check. If it's red, you're not subscribed. If it's white, you're a subscriber. Once you subscribe to a channel, that subscribe block is not red no more, it's white. Make sure you subscribe, leave your number, okay? And when Wednesday night we'll make that video. I mail out as soon as I can. You'll get some of the winning colors, and I mail that usually 4 packs of 8 to 10 in a pack. It's whatever I have left of other colors, okay? Some of them are good brand new colors. Some of them are like this right here. This is a remelt color that works great. I've caught a lot of fish on these. All right? All the remelt colors have been tested. Appreciate y'all guys. I hope you enjoyed the videos coming up. I had a good time catching fish on these. They hit them really good. You know, I joke around with you some in this video, so I hope you enjoy that. Because I talk about thumbnails in some of these videos. This here ought to be my thumbnail right here. But some of these guys, I tell you, they're good at it. I'm not. I gotta learn how to make better thumbnails, guys. That's for sure. Bam! Wow! Wow! Act like a monster, but I know he's not. It might be a nice one. I've been catching a few nicer fish the last couple of days. And the water hasn't changed, maybe 3 degrees, 4 degrees at the most. We're getting these little cool nights now. I don't know how long it's going to last. It was 63, 60 something, 65 this morning. It was 57 yesterday morning. That's a nice fish, guys. Look here. Okay, so a new color coming up. All right, this is the dazzle top, pearl belly. Trying to name this color. Right now, I've kind of done some research. When they say something is dazzle, when I look up the definition for dazzle, they say it's dazzle, and they're going through it, and they say, oh, glitzy. Yeah, I go like, it might be a pretty good name, glitzy. So we'll see. But I'm trying to get back under this dock, which is very difficult. Try to find docks on the main lake right now, and that are in deeper water, and they have a lot of cover. See, 20 foot. Water's 80 degrees. Now, I started up river a little further this morning. Water was 77, 78 there. The further you go this way, the water's going to get warmer. The further you go that way, the cooler it's going to get, because you get closer to Kerr Dam. That's why I tell you all the time. And they've been dumping water this morning. They made currents this morning. That also helps cool it some too. But still, 80 degrees is not bad for August. If you go back in the creek where I put in at my ramp, in our subdivision, it's 84, 85. Bam. Got another one. He's a little smaller. It's pretty bait, isn't it? It's got, this top is violet highlight. Alright? And you can see it's got that violet color to it. Yeah. And it's got red, blue, purple flake in it, silver. And there's some small 008 black just to give a little bit of body. It's going to draw some attention. Alright guys, just checking on you. Bam. Decent one. I was talking about the colors. I just seen that sun hit it right here. I get the, but I just seen a purple flap. You see the greens up in here? See the green tints? Sometimes you see there's some blues, if y'all can see it or not. I went to a blackhead, guys, because I thought it was better. No, I'm just joking. I went to a blackhead because I lost the red one. Y'all notice I change color heads. It don't bother me. At times I think it makes a difference. Back in the spring, I think pink was better. For sure, when the water was stained a lot, I think pink and orange was probably my best choice. The water has a little color to it right now, like we're about 3 foot visibility because we've had a lot of thunderstorms and a lot of rain. I think when the lake was clear a couple weeks ago, blue and red was working the best for me. All right, and chartreuse is good. I think anytime, and yellow, those two are probably good about any time. Bam. Cut the camera on, it came on, cut itself right back off. So I don't know what's with that. Sometimes I think it cuts itself on. I don't know. I get home, I have this long clip of me driving and everything else. No fish. I'm like, how did I do that? So I don't know, guys. So when I wanted to come on, it won't. All right, that's a nice fish. Yeah, I switched docks. Y'all going like, Dennis, you get a different background. Yeah. They people were staying there from Pennsylvania. That's a rental house. I fish it enough to know. And they come walking in and I said, where y'all from? They said, good morning. I said, where y'all from? Pennsylvania? He looks at me, I said, yeah, I fish this dock enough to know it's a rental house. Yeah, we're renting it for the week. And they had a pontoon boat and they just got here. The switches are usually people leave on Saturday evenings or Sunday morning, switches. And they went wherever they put the pontoon boat in, probably down Eaton Ferry Bridge, which is only like 5 miles from here. So here they come with the pontoon boat and brought it in. So I thought, well, it's time for me to leave. They're gonna use their dock and play on the boat. Bam. All right, guys, I lost one here. So it's a few here. I'll try to show you on the depth finder here in a minute. I moved from the dock where I caught the last one. There was more bass there than it was crappie. I'm serious. I kept time I looked down, kept getting these little bumps, and I looked down and be little bass behind me. And then on the front, there was some bigger bass. Anytime you got big bass hanging around the crappie, they're a little harder to catch. All right, there's a couple right here. Some of them could be bass too, guys. Y'all have seen me catch bass and crappie off the same docks. There's little 10, 12-inch bass will stay with the crappie, and evidently they're not scared of them. But there's bigger bass come through, it's a different story. Bam. And this school is a little bit more interesting than the last school. He's about 9.5. Probably one of the smallest fish I've caught today. Most of them I've been catching today have been between 10, I don't know, let's say 9.5 to 10 and 5/8. Oh, nice one here. Bam. All right, guys, looks like it's working really good. All right. You know what? I'm gonna keep it a secret to the end, okay? From y'all, I got a secret. You know, I watch all these thumbnails. This bait right here, well, let's load the boat with them. I'm telling you. right, guys, next cast. I think I've been 3 casts in a row. I think I've only went about 2 casts or 3 that I didn't at least have a bite. That's why I say this one, load the boat. I'm laughing because y'all have heard me mention this before. I watch a lot of crappie videos too. And I'll tell you, I watch a lot of stuff because I watch a lot of the music. What I've been watching a lot of lately, it came up on my feed, I've been watching, I'm kind of enjoying them. It's the crime and law videos and the K9 videos where those cops let those K9s loose on criminals. Oh my gosh. What? Look, guys, if you do something wrong and the cop stops you, he's got a K9, oh my gosh. Y'all watch some of them. Them K9s were, I mean, that guy can be way out there. You're not going to run that German Shepherd. When he lets that German Shepherd go, he says, okay, I'm going to let him go. He warns him. And he lets that German Shepherd go. Next thing you see is that German Shepherd hitting him so hard, and you hear the squalling. And he bites him on the butt, on the leg. Oh, yeah. And don't let go until you're handcuffed. Yeah. It's kind of tough to watch, but, oh, yeah. Y'all watch a couple and you'll see what I'm saying. That K9, when he turns that police dog on you, it's going to be, it ain't going to be good, put it that way. It's not going to end good. Ooh, it's funny. I watch some of those, but I watch a lot of music, bluegrass, postmodern jukebox. They play a lot of good songs. They take stuff and turn it around. They have a lot of different singers, and they travel, guys, around the world. They've been in Europe. They're going to be in Raleigh in December. And my wife and I told me we might go see them. We've got to make a decision so we get a ticket if we go do it. Which ain't not far from me. Raleigh's only like an hour and 20 minutes, guys, hour and a half. But a lot of the YouTubers that do the fishing videos, their thumbnails, I try to keep mine, how I'm going to say this. I'm not trying to offend anybody, but I'm trying to keep mine honest as I can and try to tell you what I'm doing. But you want to make them exciting too. You know, Sam and I talk about you want to try to make it exciting so you can draw. You know, some people go, oh, okay, that might be worth watching. So you got to watch. You know, you got to do a good job of it. That's important. That thumbnail and that name. I know that. But there's some guys. Every video, this is the best bait on the market. This bait, this is the only bait you need. Well, then the next, how do you make another video after that, right? What else you gonna fish with when you got the best bait you ever gonna need? You know, that's what I'm laughing about. And then the next video, same person. This bait would just load the boat with crappie, load the boat with them. Well, that's the only bait you ever need. You don't need to buy that bait. It's the only bait you need. Throw everything else away, right? But guys, that's not crappie fishing. Crappie fishing is you got to change your color sometimes during the day, during the dock. Now, I'm a little secret out. I'm making a pour to catch here with this bait. This is a new color coming up in September. It might be September before you see this video. I still got 2 pour to catches to go yet. Yeah, it could be September before you see this video. But anyway, this is some of the new colors that's gonna come on. That's why I'm fishing with it. And I'm trying to make pour to catches here lately with colors that are new, or maybe even colors I don't sell, just so y'all have something different. But I don't have a bait on my website that won't catch fish. They won't go on my website till I catch fish with them. You got to learn the day, what time, clarity of the water, how bright's the sun. I made a video this morning using stuff with chartreuse tails because it was really cloudy this morning. And they said it was going to be cloudy at about lunchtime. And then, like I said, they're calling for rain starting tonight, raining for 2 days. So we're in between kind of a little front. It was cool this morning. Well, I made a video about fishing chartreuse on a cloudy day. You can't beat it. Or you got some stain to the water. Chartreuse will help you get a few more fish, all right? Well, you got to match your color. Now, this is a color that I think is going to be great for clear water to light stain water. When you get in the water, it gets real dirty, it's not going to be a good color, all right? That load the boat bait ain't going to be no good, right? So that's what I'm saying. That's okay. That sounds exciting, but there's no one bait, what I'm saying, that you can take out there, guys, and go fish with, and that's it. So you got to match your bait to what you're doing. And sometimes the body shape will make a huge difference. Just the body shape, all right? So I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm laughing about it because I see them, I laugh and I giggle. And I talk to a couple other fishermen, we laugh about it. A couple other guys I know that fish a lot and watch some of the same videos we watch, and they'll say, hey, some of the local guys will go like, do you see this one and see that? I go, yeah, what do you think of that? Well, it's a good bait, but you know, I go, yeah, I know, that's YouTube. That's YouTube. YouTube is you try to get the person excited to watch it, right? So that's what it's about, guys. I know that. I'm trying to make baits that just catch fishermen. I want to catch, I'm trying to make bait colors that catch fish. This is unusual. I've never seen anything like this color on the market. I got a color coming up called Blue Moon. I don't know if I think I've made a video with it. Guys, I make so many videos I can't keep up with it. It works great too, okay? And it's better, again, on a cloudy day, because it's got chartreuse on it. A cloudy day, water's got a little stain to it, or deeper water. As you go deeper, sometimes you can switch colors too, to a different color. Dark colors to me work better deep. Brim works good anytime. So think about that when you're fishing. What color are you using? Look at the water. Drop your bait in the water and look at it. This bait looks beautiful in the water. See that purple tint to it there? It looks like a little minnow swimming along. The mealtime color I've got, live bait, they're selling good. Guys are catching them. Sam catches a lot of fish in that mealtime, doesn't he? But he's fishing clear water, see? So it looks really good to the fish. June bug probably wouldn't do well for him in that real clear water. Here, if I got a little bit of stain to the water, maybe 2 foot, 2.5 foot visibility, the June bug bait, I'm gonna call it a JB. It's coming with a June bug back, pearl belly. It works good then. Match your color to what you're doing. All right, guys, got another one. Now it took 2 casts this time, but I'm telling you what, if I don't get it to them, I gotta get it past them and bring it back over top of them and get them to hit me. They're in that mood too, where they're not going to come run you down. The fish have been very tough the last couple of weeks. I've said this, I know y'all go, Dennis, you've been saying every video. It's because they're eating a lot of mayflies, and they're getting plenty to eat. See how fat they are? I'm gonna show you. Walk back my boat. All that black y'all see hanging down right there, all that black, that's mayflies that's gotten spider webs. There's some live ones right here on the dock. There's one flying. They've been hatching here for 2 months. I usually don't keep up with it, how long they last. I thought usually July was about the end of it, but they're still hatching. I see some flying around over here. I see them flying around here. They're still hatching, and in the mornings, first thing in the morning, you can hear the sun pushing everything after them. Every once in a while, I'll hear a little splash next to the dock, and that's where the crappie will come up and grabbing them. Bam. Got another one, guys. That's a decent one, too. That is a good one. He's about 10. He's about 10 and 3/16. All right. I'll tell you what, this bait color right here will just load the boat now. It's the only bait you ever need. Next cast, it's 3 casts in a row. I'm just joking about that. It might be. I might just throw everything else away. I'm just kidding. Oh, look here. This is a big white perch, I think. Yes, it is. Even white perch like it. Steve, what do you think of that? I'll send Steve some. Those, hey, daggone it. Brought the blood out of me, I think. He just didn't want to stop, did he, guys? Don't tear my bait up. I'm still using the same bait, guys. That's a decent white perch right there. Steve, be proud of me. Look, the blood coming out of me. Told you, got me. Yeah, Steve be proud of me that one. I catch a few white perch. I caught one the other year. I have to go look at my phone what he was. I think he was 14. He's over 14 inches. That was a big white perch, the biggest one I ever caught. That's the average big one here. 10.5 to 11, 12 inches. And there's people here that only fish for white perch. Actually, guys, I heard some guys talking the other day about making a thumper. How to make a thumper. Yep. For y'all, I'm not gonna explain what it is. For y'all guys, a lot of y'all guys know what a thumper is. All right. Sorry, guys. I checked to make sure she was on. I didn't hear it beep. Bam, that's a nice one there. Hey, that's a good one to end on. All right, guys. Secret I was going to tell y'all, this is a porta cats. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. I got jawing with y'all about it. But all these thumbnails, y'all know I'm having fun with you, don't you? Because I know some of y'all have paid attention to it too. And you're going like, what? You're just like me, you're laughing about it. All right? Like I said, I don't care what people do, what they say. As long as they leave me alone, that's my belief. As long as you don't bother me, leave my stuff alone, leave me alone. I don't care what you do. Appreciate everybody watching, guys, and leaving your comments, leaving your number. We're still doing 1 to 400. This is going to be a great color. I do believe that y'all make comments sometimes when people win. You're going to load the boat for Lake Country baits. I appreciate that. I'm trying to make some good baits. I've used the same bait the whole video, okay? Same bait, caught all these fish on it. They're swim bait blend, which is a medium strength to them, so they're pretty tough. Again, you get too tough, you lose that, right? So I'm trying to make a bait that's going to catch fish and still have action. Leave your number, 1 per person, 2 per household. Both of you need to be subscribers. If you win a week, skip a couple weeks, all right? Most of y'all do, but give somebody else a chance to win. Some of y'all have won 2 or 3 times. Some of you have been leaving numbers ever since the beginning, have never won. And guys, I have that random number draw is the only fair way to do it. It just pops it up and you have no idea, right? And on Wednesday night, I'll make a video of the winner, and I load it on Thursday. And I'll try to email you or comment back on the site if I don't have your email. Hey, you won this week, okay? And get back and give me your address. The last guy that won this week, he put an order in, and I thought, you know what, maybe that's a good idea. That's how he gave me his address. Once he seen he won that night, he put an order in. So I took his winning baits and put them in his order, and I just have to pay the difference in the shipping, okay? What they'll do, guys, because I print the shipping off my site when you put an order on, and they charge it to my credit card. So when this has happened to me just a few times. So when I mail something and the postage is more than what I paid for it, if it's 50 cents more, they just charge it to when they shoot it, they just charge it to my account, okay? All right, guys, that must be in that barcode. My account must be in there. I don't know how they do it, but they do it. They just charge me for it. So it's no big deal. So that's what he done, and I appreciate that, okay? I appreciate him doing that. Check the site out, Lake Country Baits, if you never have. This color will be on there sooner or later. It's on there in Cricket now, just in this, okay? Just in the Dazzle. So we're gonna put it with a pearl belly. Y'all can see right now it worked fine. Actually, it worked really good, guys. I'm joking aside about loading the boat. I caught most all these fish. I probably made 4 or 5 casts that I didn't catch a fish on. I think I had a bite maybe on every cast but 1 or 2. So I'm gonna say there's 3 or 4 casts that I didn't catch a fish or didn't get a bite. And that's because I didn't put it in the right place. They're hanging right on the edge of the shade line right under the dock. And if I don't throw it past them and bring it back through them, they won't hit it. If I let it flop down in front of them, they won't hit it. I gotta go past them, let it sink just above their head, and start reeling it slow. And when I feel like my line's getting out past the dock, that's when they're hitting me. And that's where they're sitting, right at the front edge of the dock. All right, that's because they're feeding, that's why they're sitting there. But they're still picky about how they want the bait. Appreciate y'all, guys. Fishing Lake Country, Dennis. See y'all Wednesday night. Friday and Wednesdays are fun videos, okay? As long as I have them, I'll throw them in on Fridays. Right now I got extras, so I'm gonna do that for you, okay? See y'all next time, Fishing Lake Country.